All right, ladies and gentlemen and programmers, we're going to do lesson 5, the piano. Okay, let's take a look at the scoring guide. I want to point out a couple of important things. So you can open up the scoring guide, go to Google Classroom, open up the scoring guide. Here's a couple important things. As we go, I'm going to ask you to make some methods, and then they're not going to be totally 100% correct, and we're going to make a better version of it, but we're going to keep the old bad method because it's worth points. So for example, if you see this one, that's called make 3 keys. That's not going to be used in the final part, but you better keep that because it's worth a lot of points, right? Same thing with play 10 times. We're not going to use it in the end, but I need you to keep it because it's part of the scoring guide. Make white keys, same thing, might make white keys with loops, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of methods, so make sure you're following the videos. Don't delete methods just because we're not using them, because that's part of the scoring guide, okay? Let's keep going. What's next? Okay, so the next thing I want you to do is download and open the piano project from Google Classroom. So basically you download it, you unzip it, you copy it, you paste it into your folder with your name on it, then delete the zip folder because I don't want you later on unzipping it and deleting all your good work. All right, read the scoring guide and write down an intelligent question in your notes. And if you and then ask me that intelligent question as well so that you can be informed about this project. All right, so now here's the thing. So if anybody who finishes this project, it's an on-screen piano, and you use the correct project, not some weird thing you downloaded off the internet or whatever, but you use the finished project and you can play Axel F with it. Let me show you what the final project looks like. Okay, the final project looks like this. So if you press key, I'm pressing keys on the keyboard. Right, so we're building an on-screen piano. Now, let's look at this. So if you finish the project the way I've instructed, not just some random way, and you learn how to play Axel F. All right, you don't have to play it that fast, and you don't need the drum beat, obviously, but if you learn how to play it correctly, and I'm going to be the judge of how it's played correctly, then you win 6 donuts, all right? So now that's supposed to motivate you to finish the project correctly. You got to use my videos, must have all the little stuff that I add, all those methods that I have in there. Don't cheat. Some people are already trying to cheat by finding finished things on the internet, so don't do that. All right, look at the finished project. Okay, so one of the things, let's go back to the finished project again. All right, one thing about it, notice we have white keys, black keys, we have keys that play with the G key, we have keys that play with the A key, we have these keys up here, and they're all made with one key class. That's called abstraction. Okay, so we're going to only have one class. We're not going to have a separate class for each of those things, so make sure you're doing that. All right, let's get started with that was part 0. Now we're going to actually do part 1. You know the drill on this. Okay, copy the piano to your chapter 5 folder, open it, take a look at the code, see what it does. What does it do? Place a key in in there and play around with it. What does it do? Answer that question. Oh, I can't. Oh, there we go. It was freezing here. I don't know what that video is going to look like. Oh, wow. What just happened? I jumped way ahead. Now I'm way behind. Okay. Answer this question. Put pseudocode in your notes. You should, by the way, have paper notes, and you should have handouts. This goes in the paper notes, the online paper. Put down pseudocode. What is pseudocode, and what is it good for? And then what I want you to do is, since the keys don't do anything, I want you to write down pseudocode for the check key press method. We're going to write a check key press method, and if you press the G key, it should make the key look like it's going down, so we're going to switch it to the down image, and when we release the G key, it's going to switch back to the up image, and I want you to write pseudocode for that. So I want you to go to the handout that looks like this. If the G key is being pressed, what do we want to have happen? By the way, this is the beauty of pseudocode, is that we don't have to remember the Java right now. We're just trying to figure out the logic and the structure of it, right? So it's in Java structure, but it's in English. All right, so take a minute and figure out the pseudocode. So if the G key is being pressed, what do we want to do? Well, we want to switch to the down image. Otherwise, if we're not pressing the G key, what do we want to do? We want to switch back up to the up image. All right, see if you can figure that out. Oh, there's the answer right there. If the G key is being pressed, switch to the down image. Otherwise, switch to the up image. Okay, so that's our pseudocode. So we figured out the structure. Now what I want you to do is I want you to create the check key press method. Okay, so open up the key class and find the correct spot to do it. You can't do it inside another method, but find a good spot, probably after the act method would be great. And then you'd say public void check key press parentheses, opening curly brace, closing curly brace. And then you're going to turn this into Java code, okay? You're going to turn this into Java code, all right? So hit pause on this video right now, this very moment, and see if you can turn this into a check key press method that works, okay? Okay. So here we go. So you've already given it a good shot. Now here's one thing. So make sure your act method looks like this. Public void act, check key press. You have to ask it to do it, right? And then down below here, you're going to say public void check key press, parentheses, opening curly brace, right? Okay, answer this question in your notes. What is it called when you make your act method a series of method calls? So that's a method call. What is that called? If you can't remember, ask me, because I expect that everybody's going to get this right. And then here's a little, I didn't say this. Look inside the sounds folder to see what sounds we have available. So let's go inside my sounds folder. All right, so we're gonna go. Oh my goodness, that wasn't it. Well, hold tight. Okay, so if we go into the sounds folder, oh my goodness gracious, you have. So we're gonna. No, that's not the sound. We're not doing sounds yet. We're going into images. Sorry. So piano. I'm like totally messed up. Let's go into images. All right. So we have white key. That's the up image, and then we have white key down. That's the down image, right? So these are the. So that's the names that you should type into your code. All right. Let's jump back over here. Okay, so an example would be set image white key down.png, and the other one would be white key.png. So that's some of the code that's going to go into your check key press method. All right, so I'm trying to give you a little help. All right, good. So the expectation is, so you're going to keep trying. You're going to pause the video until you get the check key press working. So we're not making any sounds yet. You're just making it to where when you press the G key, it looks like this. When you release, it looks like this. Okay. All right. So turn this off until you get the check key press working. Now that you've got the check key press working, there is a problem with the check key press method. Let's see if you can figure out what it's doing. This code will work fine, but this is not efficient. What is wrong with the code we just wrote? You can't tell when you try it. It looks fine, but there's something super inefficient. See if you can figure it out. The first person to figure it out gets a donut. Now, I'm going to help you try to figure out what the problem is. All right. Okay, let's see. So my finger represents me pressing the G key. So if I'm going like this, it means I'm pressing the G key. If I'm like this, I'm not pressing the G key. All right, so check this out. So here's what's going to happen when I do it. If the G key is currently being pressed, we're going to switch to the down image, okay? And then we're going to do the next frame. So the act method hits again. And what are we going to do? I'm still pressing the G key. Oh, what are we going to do? And I'm still pressing the G key. And this comes over, and what are we going to do? Okay. And then now I take my finger off the G key. And so now what are we going to do? Oh, we're going to switch to the up image. Great. And then what are we going to do? We're going to switch to the up image. And what are we going to do? I'm going to switch to the up. Okay, so see if you can figure out what the problem is. See if you can figure out what the problem is. Write that down. This code will work fine, but it's very inefficient. What is wrong with the code that we just wrote? See if you can figure it out. Okay, let's look at it a different way, and let's see if we can spot the problem. Now, if you didn't figure it out, you better ask me for help, because I'm not telling you. You got to do some work on your own here. All right, so I don't know what's going on here with my slideshow. All right, here's what I want you to do. So we're going to make a new method. It's play, public void play. Greenfoot.playSound3a.wave. That's what we're going to play with the G key. So create this, okay? Create this, and then we have to use it. So instead of just when you press the G key, just having the key go down. So you're going to have the key go down, and you're going to ask it to play. Okay. So go ahead and do that. I'm going to hit pause right here. you hit pause until you figure out, you get this play method written, and then you add the method called play to your check key press, okay? Okay, so now your check key press should look like this. If greenfoot.isKeyDownG, set the image to the white key down.png, and then play. Otherwise, just set it to the up image, right? Okay, so what I want to do now is we figured out there's a problem, and we're doing this, we're asking it to play because it's going to highlight what that problem really is, okay? So what is the problem now? So test this out, play it, see what the problem really is, okay? Right, back to the same question. So, and now there's more to it. So now there's another thing wrong with it as well. What was wrong with it? What's wrong with it now? What was wrong with it before? Okay, here's what's wrong with it. This works, but we are constantly switching the image every time the act method runs, if we need to or not, and we are playing the sound over and over again. And then answer the question, why is this bad? So let's take a look at the project here. Okay, so when I'm on this and I press the G key, okay, it's going ding, 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 right? And every time, by the way, every time it's going ding, 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 it's also switching to the down image. It's already the down image, switching to the down image, getting rid of that image, switching to the down image, right? And even right now, right, you can't see anything happening, but it's switching to the up image, right? It's switching to the up image, erasing that, switching to the up image, erasing that, switching to the up image, doing it super fast, right? And it's not causing any performance issues at the moment because it's such a simple project. But if we kept programming like this and made our game more intense, right, it's going to eventually slow things down. Why is this bad? It's using up the resources, right? The process was working really hard to do nothing. And not only that, it's annoying to have that go ding, 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 ding. All right? Okay, so let's do this together. So here's the deal. We're going to try to figure out a solution to this problem, okay? We wrote code that seemed good. Now we need a solution to the problem. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Write this down. Okay, if is down is false. So that means if the key looks like this, it's not down. So we have the up image, and somebody's pressing the G key. What should happen? Write that down. If you don't know, ask me. Okay, if is key down is false, still, right? The key looks like this, the up image, and nobody's pressing the G key. What should happen? Write it down. All right, now let's go to this. If is down is true, and the key looks like this, and somebody's pressing the G key, what should happen? Okay, and the same thing, the is key down is true, the image looks like this, it's the down image, and then nobody's pressing the G key, what should happen? Okay, now hopefully there is two times where you did something, and there is two instances where you didn't do, two situations where you didn't do anything, right? All right, so if you can't figure this out, ask me. Oh, let me go back into slideshow mode here. I'm not even in a slideshow. All right, so here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to write pseudo code for a solution. So what I want you to do is write pseudo code for a new check key press method that will solve the problem of the image switching constantly and it going ding, 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 right? Now, the thing is this, we kind of just figured it out, right? If is down is false, right? It's not, if the key is not currently down and somebody's pressing the G key, well, we should take action. We should switch it to the down image and play the sound. And else, if is down is true and the key is in the down position already and the G key is not being pressed, well, we should switch it to the up image and at any rate. So see if you can figure it out, okay? So write that down. I'm not going to give you the solution. I want you to work through it. Show it to me. I'll tell you in class if you get it right or not, okay? Okay, so that's the end of that.